Hey, hey, beautiful people, and welcome to the Sunny Daze Podcast, the podcast that's all good vibes, great stories, and just the right amount of magic. I'm your host, Jolly, and let's get started. Our Sunny Daze feature story today, first up, is the tail wagging mayor of Rabbit Hash. Yep, you heard me. In a world where politics can get a little rough, one small town in Kentucky, not Idaho, oops, let me correct my tail wagging typo, is keeping things light, loyal, and totally lovable. Say hello to Mayor Duke Jr., the newest honorary mayor of Rabbit Hash, Kentucky, a town with the population of about 300 humans and one extremely good boy. The pup behind the power? Well, that would be Duke Jr., a fluffy rescue dog with golden fur and a winning grin, was elected in a landslide victory during the town's most recent mayoral election, which, yes, allows only non human candidates. The tradition started back in the late 90s as a fundraiser for the Rabbit Hash Historical Society, and now it's a beloved civic custom that's gone global. People from all over the world vote with their dollars, and every penny raised helps preserve the town's historic buildings. Now, Duke Jr. is following in some pretty big paw prints. The original Mayor Duke, a great princess, served multiple terms in another small town, but Rabbit Hash has had a lineage of canine leaders, including a border collie named Lucy Lou, the town's first female mayor, and a Mayor Wilbur, a French bulldog who ran on the platform of snacks for all. Now, what does Mayor Duke Jr. promise? Well, he promises more belly rubs, mandatory tail wags every Thursday, and he does have a zero tolerance policy for squirrels in government. Now, his civic duties include posing for selfies with tourists, attending ribbon cutting ceremonies with his little dog sized sash, accepting treats and head pats from local children, and barking once for yes and ignoring people for no. Uh-uh, that's good. And let's be honest, that's more transparency than half of okay, never mind. Now, why does it matter in Rabbit Hash? This isn't just adorable flush. It's a community builder. The town raised thousands of dollars for historical preservation thanks to this quirky little heartfelt election, and locals say it brings so much joy and laughter and unity. As one resident put it, when we elect a dog as mayor, no one argues. We just smile more, and we could use a lot more of that. Now, the legacy of Hashtown, they've had Goofy, Junior Cochran, Lucy Lou, Bryn, Wilbur, Boone, everything from a French bulldog to a pit bull to a border collie, black Labrador, a mutt. They've had them all. And next up, our next feature Sunny Daze story is The Chalk Whisperer of Maple Lane. In a quiet little suburb just outside of Des Moines, Iowa, a once empty driveway has become the canvas of connection, all thanks to 78-year-old Don Barnes, a retired carpenter with calloused hands and a heart of gold. It all started during the lonely stretch of lockdown in 2020. With extra time, a few sticks of sidewalk chalk, with no grandkids nearby to spoil in person, well, Don began sketching whimsical scenes on his driveway, hot air balloons and dancing dinosaur and tributes to his favorite cartoons from the 50s. He said he was just drawn to keep his heart happy. What he didn't expect was an audience. The neighbors noticed. At first, it was just curious glances, kind of, from folks out on socially distanced walking. And then came the shy smiles, and then the questions. How did you draw that cloud like that? Can I try? Will you show me? Well, now, every Saturday morning, like clockwork, a dozen or more neighborhood kids, ages 5 to 15, show up, chalk in hand, for what they lovingly call Don's Chalk Club. It's more than just duels. Don teaches them perspective and shading. Draw your light source first, he says. color blending. He once made a 3D looking flamingo that apparently made one child gasp out loud. And creativity without fear. There are no mistakes in Chalk Club, just plot twist. I like that. There are no mistakes, just plot twist. He even brings juice boxes and hands out little pocket notebooks where kids write or draw their dreams. Some stay to help him water his rose bushes after. Others just come to listen to his stories. Chalk, compassion, community. Don says the chalk wears off every time it rains, but the memories don't. One parent said, "My kid never used to go outside. Now he sets an alarm just to go to Chalk Club." He doesn't just teach art, he teaches kindness. And when asked if he considers himself an artist, Don laughed and replied, "Nah, I'm just an old guy with a good driveway." Right, right. This is the kind of story that just hugs your soul, right? And now some fun did you know facts for June. What's happening above our heads this magical month? Well, did you know June's full month is called the strawberry moon? That's the one that just passed. The full moon in June is not pink, but it's called strawberry moon because it rises during peak berry picking season for Native American tribes and early colonial farmers. It's nature's way of saying, grab a basket and let's get jamming. Did you know that Saturn shines brightest before sunrise? If you're an early riser or a late night snack wanderer or whatever, look southeast around 3 to 4 a.m. Saturn is putting on a solo show all June long. It's climbing higher each night with its rings tilted just enough to whisper, "Hey, cutie, remember, I've got fling too." And did you know that June is the unofficial start of meteor season? While the big showers hit in July and August, the Boot meteor shower sneaks in during late June, kind of around the 27th. It's a chill, slow-moving shower, more like a hammock nap of meteor showers, if you will. And Jupiter is rising, literally. Did you know in the early morning hours of June, Jupiter begins to rise earlier and earlier, becoming a real eye catcher? If you spot a crazy bright star in the east before dawn, that's a big Jupe flexing, no filter needed. And did you know that Gemini and Cancer share the sky in June? If you're a Gemini or a Cancer, congratulations. The stars are literally shining on you. And fun fact, this constellation Gemini is home to two stars named Castro and Pollux, aka the original celestial twins, chilling up there with big major twin energy. How you like those facts? All right, what's going on in our entertainment world? Well, in our movies, let's take a look at what's streaming for the month of June, shall we? We've got Straw over there on Netflix, a tense psychological thriller by Tyler Perry, starring Taraji P. Henson as a mother forced to confront impossible decisions. It's raw, emotional, and topping the charts. Sounds interesting. Titan is also on Netflix, the Oscar Gate submersible disaster. This gripping documentary dives into the true story of the ill-fated Titan mission, balancing heartache and insight, and it's one of June's most watched shows. We've also got Predator over there on Hulu. Predator, Killer of Killers, a bold animated twist in the Predator franchise, bringing a fresh, action-packed story that fans say rivals the original, minus the jump scares, kind of almost. Also out there is a Minecraft movie on Cinemax, or do they just call that Max now? After $1 billion box office run, the beloved pixelated world hits streaming. A fun, family-friendly adventure that brings Minecraft magic to life. And then there's Snow White, Disney Snow White 2025 on Disney Plus. Rachel Segler shines in this magical live action reimagining of the classic tale, a visual feast that's climbing Disney Plus charts really fast. All right, so let's get out there and watch a few things. And now for our Sunny Daze music. I have a Sunny Daze music moment honoring Brian Wilson. Um, as you know, this week, uh, the world lost one of the most brilliant musical minds, Brian Wilson, co-founder of the Beach Boys and composer of some of the most iconic songs of the 20th century. He passed on June 11th at the age of 82. But let's be clear, he didn't just write music, right? He kind of reshaped the sound of American life. The soundtrack of a whole generation, from Surfing USA to Wouldn't It Be Nice, Brian Wilson's melodies, they became the pulse of the American dream. His songs captured youth and love and sunshine and the longing for something more, all wrapped up in lush harmonies and ocean breeze vibes. But behind the surfboards and the sunshine and the convertibles was a musical innovator whose genius reached far beyond the beach, a sonic visionary, if you will. Wilson's 1966 album Pet Sounds was a seismic shift in what pop music could be. He layered vocals like brushstrokes on canvas. He recorded bicycle bells and dog barks and water jugs, string quartets, turning a simple studio into an orchestra of imagination. Artists from Paul McCartney to Radiohead called Pet Sounds one of the most influential albums of all times. It wasn't just an album, it was a blueprint for emotional storytelling and music. And a journey of struggle and resilience was his life. Brian faced battles with mental illness, with addiction, eventually dementia. But even through the darkest chapters, the music never stopped flowing. His courage to create while suffering in silence inspired generations not just to make music, but to heal through it. It was a global ripple. Wilson's music didn't just live on radio, it shaped film scores, used in over 150 films and counting, and TV commercials. Beach and surf culture around the world, and the very definition of California dreaming. He gave the world permission to feel joy and sorrow and love and longing, all in 3 minutes in a melody. So, a final note. God only knows where I'd be without you. That lyric wasn't just about love. It was about us and him. We wouldn't be the same musically or emotionally without that kind of music. So this week, we raise a lemonade toast under the summer sun to a man who taught the world how to sing about hope and harmony and heartache. Rest in rhythm, Brian. And now a jolly tad story. We're going to call this one Paws, Waves, and Tail Wagging Wipeouts. Well, once upon a very sunny Tuesday, when the tide was just right and the seagulls were extra sassy, Finn, a golden retriever with a serious love for peanut butter, and Moochie, a spunky tabby with toe beans dipped in glitter, decided it was a perfect day to go surfing. Yes, surfing. With their tiny paw-sized board strapped to their little dune buggy, they zoomed off towards Sandpiper Shores, blasting their favorite summer jam. Who let the dogs out? That was theirs. And tossing shades on like total celebrities. At the beach, the sand sang beneath their paws, and the ocean sparkled like it had swallowed a disco ball. And guess what? It had. Long story. It's still glittering. Finn wiggled with excitement, dancing all around. I've been practicing my doggy paddle into dolphin dive, he barked proudly. Moochie, even the chill queen, sipped a coconut smoothie with a teeny tiny paper umbrella. I'm more into zen boarding, ride the wave, feel the purr, you know. They paddled out, and just the first wave rolled in, something magical happened. A glimmering spiral of sea mist rose around them, and suddenly their boards lifted off the water, not like falling, not like flying, like floating on laughter. The waves turned rainbow color, and each time they caught one, it played a different beach tune. Finn caught a wave and spun a 360 tail flip while yodeling. Mochi hovered midair on a glistening ripple, her tail forming the perfect balance beam. This is better than catnip, she squealed. A pot of dolphins cheered. A crab on the shore held up a sign that said, "Go for it." And a sleepy pelican served them smoothies mid-ride. Again, long story. After hours of magical surfing, moon jelly floats, and treasure finding, Finn now owns a pair of vintage seashell sunglasses. They lounged under an umbrella, shaded under a banana leaf. Oh, I like that. That was a lot of shade. Finn flopped onto his towel. Best day ever. Moochie nodded and purred. Same wave tomorrow. Finn smiled. You bring the sparkle, I'll bring the snacks. And the sun just then dipped low and painted the sky in sherbet colors. The beach shimmered with leftover giggles and glitter of two fur babies who knew how to ride life's waves together. The end. All right, you beautiful souls. That's a wrap on today's Sunny Days. Remember, kindness is contagious, joy is a choice, and a little bit of magic is hiding in the everyday if you're just willing to look for it. So keep smiling, keep shining, and until next time, stay sunny, stay golden, and most importantly, stay you.